you comfortable? Yeah?
Yeah.
I can see some nods. So I'm going to sit comfortably now.
Zahra, raise your voice.
Okay, I'll speak louder. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, wicked. So, firstly, my congratulations. You've made it here. I know it doesn't seem like a big thing, but you've made it into this room, and you've made it to York, whether you're a student or you're the family of a student. You made it to this dinner, and you've contributed to making this really vibrant room to be in, and hopefully to the sense of brotherhood and sisterhood. So congratulations, and I really hope that you feel that blessing of being with people and united, hopefully with the intention of benefiting each other. So may I introduce me as the chair of Fosis North, as an inspiring person, and I'm not sure I entirely agree with her, but the task is to try and inspire you guys, and I'm going to do my best. When I was thinking about what I would say to you all, I thought, what would be the most beneficial thing that someone could say to me in this position, if I was sitting in this audience? And I thought back to first year, and I thought back to how I was then, and how I am now. So the three main topics that I'm going to cover, if you're taking notes, I really hope you're not, but if you are attitude, the way we perceive life, the way we understand being where we are now. Then I want to talk about how we can actually make a change. Action, how we can put things into play. And finally, I want to talk about this really important question that we don't always ask ourselves. Why are you here? Why are you here? So, maybe you're a fresher. Put your hand up if you're a fresher. Let's see how many freshers there are. Oh, you can tell by the doe eyes. Yeah. Well, congratulations for getting into York. Whether you're a fresher or not, we're often told that there's not enough of everything, that we're running out. There aren't enough jobs, there isn't enough funding, there's a scarcity, there isn't enough samosas, you know, like get quick, grab one before they run out. We have to try and lose that mentality. And we have to really try and have an attitude of abundance. The fact that we're here, I mean, really, if you compare with other people in other situations, we are so blessed and have so many opportunities. And I can say this as someone who's graduated now and really misses York. I really, really miss the opportunity to see a smiley face as I come into campus. I miss the opportunity to go to the prayer room and meet someone new that I haven't met before. I miss the opportunity to go to any different society that I want to, go octopus, underwater hockey something, 1 week, and then to go walking in the outdoors for another weekend. If there's something you want, you have to stop wanting it and move into acquiring it. Because, put it on silent.
Be nice.
I'm kidding, So yeah, so I started off talking about we have so many opportunities, we have so many blessings. And what does that actually mean for us? That means we can stop wanting things we've always wanted and start having them. If there's something you always wanted to do, then start doing it. If there's somebody that you always wanted to be, start becoming that person. Maybe you feel you don't take on enough responsibility. Start a project. Go speak to Bob, our lovely welfare officer from USU. There he is over there. The only blonde guy in the room, so not hard to miss. Speak to Bob, start a project. You want to be the best student that you can be. Become that person. And let go that attitude of I'm not it or I want it. And as soon as you let go wanting, you start to have something. It's quite a weird thing to bear in mind, but I think this is a wonderful environment to actually go through that process. Now, I wanted to give you guys some practical things. I think sometimes we can be really inspired, but the inspiration goes and you're back to mundanity. Every morning, I challenge you to do this and to not feel better about yourself. Every morning, wake up and just write down 5 things that you're thankful for. Just 5 things. Maybe you think that sounds flowery, but I promise you, if you do it, you'll start the day with such a positive attitude. You'll start the day with an attitude of thankfulness. And we should be grateful. Like, I mean, as a Muslim community, often I can understand there's an insecurity about Islamophobia, about a lack of this, about attitudes, but I mean, you are the person that can change that. And that's something to be thankful for. You have a day with which to do whatever you want. So 5 things that you're thankful for. That's one of mine, being alive every morning. The second point, making a change. So Maya asked me to talk about my own story, my own York story. So I studied English literature and history, and at the USU induction, there was this, out of all the amazing officers, there was this one amazing officer, and she was talking about becoming a course rep. And I thought, yeah, that's something I could do. That might be fun. And I didn't know if there were going to be other people going for it. And the next lecture, the English lecture I had, there was this very precocious young lady who I thought was the current course rep, and I thought she was standing again. And she was so confident, she was speaking with such knowledge. And it turned out she was running to be course rep. She wasn't actually course rep. And this made me just think, damn it, I'm going to go for it as well. I'm not going to let her win that easily. I'm going to make her work for it. So I got elected as a course rep, and you know, thanks be to God, I did a good job. And I got re-elected, and I got elected again, so I was a course rep for 3 years. My first and second year, because obviously when you're first year and you're doing English literature and history, you don't actually have that much to do. All art students in the room. So I decided to go for faculty rep, and I was faculty rep of the arts and humanities. I have to confess, I don't think I did that great a job, but it was fun. I learnt a lot, and again, I stood for it again in my second year. Then in my second year, I decided I really wasn't doing enough already, so I thought I'll stand for chair of the English Society. You know, that's going. You know, I love English. It's part of my degree, and I really do love English. And yeah, really enjoyed that. Another great learning experience. And I was, of course, involved with the Islamic Society as welfare officer and various other societies. Now, what is the point of telling you all this? It's not to just boast about, oh, all the things I've done. They're in the past now, they're gone. But that it is so totally possible for you to do that too. You can be that person who's involved in so many different things. And I mean, Samaya mentioned a really important hadith. I think, is this our mystery again? We are speakers. I'm carrying on. Samaya mentioned that really, really important hadith, which is, of course, he who brings most benefit to he who brings most benefit to mankind is the best of believers. And one of the things that I want to say to you about making a change, doing something, actually acting, not just thinking, is that question yourself why you're doing it. Are you doing it just to have that position? Are you just doing it so you can say I'm a course rep, or to have the free hoodie that you get when you become a course rep? Are you doing it for something to put on your CV? Are you doing it because actually you really want to do something good, and you want to benefit other people? And I'm not saying my intentions were correct all the time, but I think if you have that sense of purpose, that this is something I want to do, and I know exactly why I want to do it, then you'll actually be amazing. You'll be so amazing. So, in my final year, I stood for USU president. Now, even as I say that now, I kind of find it hard to believe that I actually stood for USU president. It was mad. It was amazing. It was one of the best things I've ever done. I had friends. My logo was a teapot with a green hat on it and Z, which is the first letter of my name, and to see all these crazy posters up and around campus. And I can see faces who got up with me at 7 in the morning to tie them to, you know, along the rails and railings and this, that, and the other. Even one of my housemates last year, Becca, her parents are from China. Has anyone heard the phrase tiger mom? Tiger mom? Yeah? Yeah. What is a tiger mom?
It pushes their child to the extreme.
Right, yeah. Tiger mom is like, you go do that, and like, is very, very strict. Becca, my housemate, became my tiger mom. I'd ring her up when I was campaigning, I'd be like, oh, I'm really tired, my feet hurt, I really don't want to do this other college. And she'd be like, if you do another college, I will make you dumplings. And that was my motivation, that Becca, my tiger mom, would make me dumplings. A bit like Kung Fu Panda, if anyone's seen that movie. Like, shockingly like Kung Fu Panda. So anyway, we had this 2 weeks of campaigning, of going around speaking to people. We had tea stations, I was giving out tea, we were talking about what's up with the Students' Union, what do we want to improve? And the main thing that I did was start every single interaction with every single person with the question of, what do you think needs to happen to USU? What is USU? Was the question that I often received myself. But the whole ethos of my campaign was to listen. And eventually I could barely believe it myself, I got 1,749 votes. 1,749 people wanted me to be Student Union President. Again, why am I telling you this? I'm not telling you this just to boast. No, I'm not telling you to boast at all. I'm telling you this because if someone like me can do it, you guys are capable of so much more. And I'm also telling you this because the only reason I could stand for Student Union President with any sort of integrity was because I got involved from the start. So may I mention that be a benefit, be a mercy to people. Don't put it off. Like, you don't know that you'll wake from your sleep tonight. None of us know that for sure. So don't put that off, start right now. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're standing in a position or that you have a committee position, but it can be simple things like when you're walking along from Vanbrugh to Derwent, you see a bit of rubbish on the floor, pick it up, be a mercy to people. Every single thing you do, and do it with sincerity, with integrity, with ihsan, that idea of excellence, do it with that. So I talked, first point I tried to make was the mindset of abundance. Have the mindset of abundance, that there are opportunities everywhere, not threats, but that there are opportunities. Why is that important? Because those opportunities only have any value, they only exist if you take them. Don't let an opportunity always just remain an opportunity. Take it up, do something. And understand that around you there are constantly opportunities. There are constantly opportunities to engage with your creator. There's a quote that I came across from a lady called Muslima Purmal. Some of you might have heard of her. I thought it was so profound, and I really felt I have to share it with you guys. Which is that when you interact with people, think of it as a transaction with God. So sometimes, you know, you're talking to someone and you're remembering the time when they like said your headscarf was not that cool, and you're a little bit annoyed. So you're like, oh, she didn't like my headscarf, or he teased my beard. I'm obviously stereotyping here. Or, you know, that person called me a terrorist, or whatever. And you're feeling annoyed about that former remark, right? And you're talking to them, and there's something else going on in your head. If you thought of every interaction you have with people as a transaction with God, as an opportunity to do something that would please God, that completely changes everything, right? And suddenly the world is just full of opportunities, full of chances to interact with God. I mean, you know, you think God is really busy and up there and has all these appointments, and how could he even notice me? But every single opportunity, we have so many opportunities to interact with God. And presumably, if you guys want to join the Isoc, you do believe in God. And if you do believe in God, question that belief. What does that mean for you? What does that mean?